Episode 10, A Suitable Child. Revati looked around for a relatively quiet corner at the crowded Chennai airport to do a video call with Shikha. She could hardly suppress her excitement. Her little daughter wanted to sing a rhyme to her mama. Oh God, this was just too exciting. Revati dialed the video call to Shikha, and Ved picked up. She was so happy and so excited to see Mama.
Mama, I can see you.
I can see you too, my baby. Mwah. And then little Ved proceeded to sing her rhyme.
Incy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain. So the incy spider climbed up the spout again.
Anyone who would have seen or heard Revati's reactions after Ved had sung the rhyme must have thought Revati to be mad. But Revati wasn't mad. For her, this madness was her moment of joy and pride. Her memories took her back a decade. Revati and Praveen married after a courtship period of 2 years. The first 2 years were so blissful for them. Then, sadly, the rot set in. Both of them began to plan a family. They were both very fond of children and looked forward to having their own child. But Revati began to have problems in conceiving. They visited half a dozen doctors. But from each doctor's clinic, they came back with tears and sadness. Revati had what is medically described as endometriosis. The doctors weren't very hopeful if a surgery might resolve the issue completely. Both Revati and Praveen went through a period of total despair and depression. Initially, Praveen was very sympathetic and provided a lot of support to Revati. But with the passage of time, his desire to become a father and the non existent hope of becoming one made him withdraw into his shell. He became irritable, short tempered, and generally very impatient. The whole situation exploded when one day Revati broached the subject of adoption with Praveen. It was like taking away the last straw from the nest. Praveen's anger knew no bounds. Shut up! Just shut up! Adopted child in my house. How dare you suggest anything like that, Revati? Pata bhi hai what kind of children are left in orphanages? Sick, physically disabled, unwanted children born to beggars and all those slum dwellers. Are children from good families ever left in orphanages? And you want me to bring such a child in my house and give my name to him? You are incapable of giving birth. And now you want to bring in an unknown child in my house. God knows which religion would he be belonging to. Don't you ever bring up this topic again, Revati. And Praveen had stormed out of the room. One thing followed the other. The differences between Revati and Praveen grew larger. Gossip about Praveen's affair with a colleague in the office began to do the rounds. Revati couldn't bear the constant taunts and open allegations from Praveen's family. Suddenly, her idea of adopting a child became an even greater sin than not being able to conceive. Finally, after 6 years of marriage, they separated. Revati was devastated. She descended into such pits of gloom that no efforts to extricate her from it could succeed. Her parents and siblings tried their best to cheer her up, but Revati was torn apart, not only by the separation from Praveen, but also by the fact that she couldn't become a mother. One day, Revati's bosom buddy Shikha came back from the US. Revati's tears wouldn't stop. She finally found a friend who understood her completely and poured her heart out. What is wrong, Shikha, in adopting a child? Just because the child isn't our flesh and blood doesn't mean that we cannot make a child our own. Should we really be worrying about what religion he or she would have belonged to? Religions came into this world to accept humans and humanity, not reject it. After all, who is a mother, Shikha? Is she only someone who gives birth? A mother is a parent who brings up a child with love and care, strictness and discipline, and prepares her child to stand tall in this world. Will I prove to be a lesser mother just because my body cannot hold a child and give birth to it? My body may have some limitations, but my mind and heart and my ideology don't. Believe me, Shikha, I don't want to adopt a child just to fill in the vacuum in my life. But I want to give a child a new home, a new life, a new world. Finally, one day Revati gathered courage to tell her family that she intended to adopt a baby girl from the orphanage. Revati had never imagined that she would have to go through the same ordeal of angry outbursts, taunts, questions about the child's religion, downright refusal, and even body shaming. Her brother in law was quick to point out. It was already difficult to marry you off after the divorce with Praveen. Now, with an adopted child, God alone knows of which religion and lineage, who will accept you, Revati? Bhaiya also joined the chorus. Reva, nature did not intend your body to hold a child, so don't get into unnatural things like adoption. Revati's mother looked up angrily at her. We already have Rohit's children, no, in the family? And also Rupa's children. So why do you need someone else's child here? Become a good aunt to them, na? Revati was devastated once again. She had thought that at least her own family will understand her sentiments. But all she faced was a repeat action of a regressive ideology yet again. It was like being caught between the devil and the deep blue sea. She couldn't even begin to explain to her family that she didn't want to remarry. Revati understood for the first time what it was to be alone in a crowd. It was Shikha again who gave her the courage to think independently and take her own decisions. Rev, just listen to your own heart. The child you adopt will be your child. Bring her home and give her a sense of belonging. These words worked like magic for Revati. She went to see Chintan, her lawyer friend. Revati's joy knew no bounds when she brought Vedehi home. Her modest apartment was fully decorated to welcome the little one. Ved had big, light brown eyes and such a cute round face. Though just an infant of 8 months, yet somehow she knew that this was her home and wouldn't stop smiling. And her smiles brought tears to Revati's eyes. The first 2 months were quite challenging, as Revati had little experience in bringing up a child. But she was a quick learner, and slowly but surely learned all the tricks to humor a little infant and put her to sleep. Vedehi had taken an instant liking to her mother. It was difficult to decide who was crying more, the mom or the baby, when Revati took Ved to the daycare center for the first time. But gradually, both mother and daughter got used to it. Ved was now 4.5 years. Every month, Revati had to fly down to Chennai for office work, and Shikha willingly kept Ved with her during that time. Boarding announcement for flight number 6E417. Passengers are kindly requested to queue up, please. Revati was jolted out of her reverie and got up. She jumped up and almost trotted to be the first in the queue. The airline steward looked up at her in an amused manner. In a hurry, madam? Yes, my baby is waiting for me back home. And Revati jumped inside the airplane, leaving behind a quite bemused steward.